Lesson 167. There is one life, and that I share with God.
Hi there. Are you interested in entertaining the thought that there's no such a thing as death, and see where it takes us? Okay, here goes.
There is one life, and that I share with God.
Life is like the truth, there are no different kinds of life, and life does not have degrees. Life is what all that God created share. Like all of God's thoughts, life has no opposite. That's why there's no such thing as death. Everything God created shares His life. There is no death because an opposite to God does not exist. There is no death because the Father and the Son are one. In the world we see, it might appear that there's an opposite to life, which we call death. However, we've learned in previous lessons that the idea of death comes in many forms. It is the one idea that underlies all feelings not characterized by supreme happiness and triggers any response not characterized by perfect joy. When we experience sorrow, loss, anxiety, suffering, pain, when we feel tired, or even a slight discomfort, we're acknowledging death. And thereby we're denying that we live. We might think that death is something that happens to the body. But it's actually just an idea, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the physical realm. Death is just a thought in the mind. And so it can be applied as the mind directs. For any change to occur, we must change the idea at its origin. Ideas never leave their source. A Course in Miracles emphasizes this, because it aims to transform our perceptions of ourselves. It is the reason and the cause of healing. It is why we cannot die. Its truth establishes us as one with God. Death is the thought that we are separate from God. It is the belief that conditions change, emotions vary, and things happen that we can't control or didn't create. It is the belief that ideas can leave and become different from their source, distant in time and form, and assume new qualities their source does not have. Death can't come from life. Ideas remain united to their source, extending all its contents. They can go far beyond themselves but cannot create what never existed. As they were born, so they will give birth. And where they come from, there will they return. Our minds may believe they're asleep, but that's all it is, a belief. They cannot alter their waking state, create or dwell within a body. Things alien to the mind are non-existent, because they have no source. The mind creates all things but cannot attribute qualities it doesn't possess or change its eternal state. It cannot create physicality. Anything that appears to die is a sign of a mind that is sleeping. The opposite of life can only be another form of life. Thus, it can be reconciled with its creator, because it is not opposite in truth. Its form may change and may seem to be what it isn't. But the mind, whether awake or asleep, remains the same. It is not its opposite in anything created, nor in what it seems to make when it believes it sleeps. God only creates minds that are awake. He doesn't sleep, and His creations cannot possess what He doesn't give them. Minds cannot make conditions that God doesn't share with them. The thought of death is not the opposite of thoughts of life. The thoughts of God remain forever changeless, unopposed by opposites, extending infinitely yet contained within themselves, for they are everywhere. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. The mind can choose to be what it is not, to assume a power it does not have, or to step into an alien state or false condition not present in its source. When the mind does this, it just goes to sleep for a while. It dreams of a time where things seem to happen but have never truly occurred, where changes made are with no substance, and all events unfold nowhere. When the mind awakens, it continues as it always was. Let's today decide to be children of the truth and not deny our holy heritage. Our life is not what we imagine it to be. Who can change life merely by closing their eyes? Who can become something they're not, just because they're asleep and dream of the opposite of their reality? Today, let's not ask for death in any form. We won't allow imagined opposites to life to linger where God Himself placed the thought of eternal life. Today, We'll strive to keep our holy home as God established it. God is the one in charge of what we think today. In His thoughts, which have no opposite, we understand that there's just one life, which we share with Him and all creation. He created it in a unity of life that can't be separated by death or leave the source from where it came. We share one life because we share one source. This source is the root of our perfection, always present in our holy minds, which God created in perfection. We are as perfect as God created us, have always been and will forever be. Our minds must awaken and recognize their own perfection, which mirrors the Lord of life so perfectly it blends with its reflection and becomes what is reflected. No vision is needed then, as an awakened mind knows its source, its true self, and its holiness.
There is one life, and that I share with God.
Remember to do your longer practice periods when you wake up and before you go to bed.
There is one life, and that I share with God.
And remind yourself of today's idea every waking hour.
There is one life, and that I share with God.
Incredible, isn't it? Doesn't it fill your heart with awe and wonder, knowing that there is only one life, and this life has no opposite? We share this life with God, with all of creation, and with everyone else. You're doing great. See you tomorrow for another enlightening lesson.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.